how do you know to come to
You wouldn't
this
know.
color or that color?
You wouldn't know. That's the experience. That's the flair. That's how you react, how you learn to communicate with these snails and the surrounding elements. It's the light, the oxygen, the shades, the darkness, etc. So all of these will become not your tools, but your partners, and you have to feel it. This is why I've always said this is a work of heart, much more than a work of art. You really have to feel the color coming, and you call it from the heavens. This is exactly that, through the snails. So once you're done with all of these blends, you have your green liquid, and then you purify it, of course. You take the glands out. You have your greenish liquid. Then you will have to take a very decisive decision, because over the years, I have learned that different types of light would give you different colors. So now, you have to... Yeah.
If I can stop you here,
Yeah.
I want you to tell us how exactly different lights
give different colors.
give different colors,
Okay.
and how we connect to the universe through this experience.
Through this color. All right. So very good question. Now, in the beginning, when I started producing the pigments, 2015, 16, etc., what came to my mind is that, okay, it's the sun is obviously the biggest and the brightest celestial body that we can see. So if you want to get the brightest colors, you will have to chase the sun, right? And that's what I've done for several years. Pretty logical. But then, either by accident or by revelation or whatever, I realized that moonlight would give you a different spectrum of colors. So basically, I started trying making pigments in moonlight, and I had a completely different spectrum that was absolutely amazing. You have much more depth in these colors than what you would have when you expose them to the sun. So then I was thinking, all right, so the moonlight is nothing, is no different than the sunlight. It's just the reflection of the sunlight, but it's much weaker. It's a very dim light, okay? But then I realized that the sunlight, no matter how bright and vivid the colors that it can give you, it really shocks the color, kind of creates a layer, a crust, and it shocks the color. It still gives you very vibrant colors, but then it doesn't give the time to the pigment to fully oxidize in a homogeneous way. So moonlight, however, it really takes its time over hours and hours and hours, because it doesn't shock the color, and it goes into the depth of the pigment, and it really gives you some depth that you wouldn't be able to have if you would have exposed your pigment to the sunlight during daylight. So I said, okay, the darker you get, the more powerful the light would be, even if you don't see it. So I started to chase the full moon and wait for specific days or nights of the month to produce specific shades of purple, like the ones that I have cataloged here in my color chart.
See them here?
Yeah, here. So this is a moonlight color. There too.
Here. So, hold on. And this is the worth of them, right?
Yeah.
So, do you stay all night?
Yeah.
Or do you wake up for it? Like on a specific time when the moon is in a specific place?
Okay, or phase.
Yeah.
All right, so very good question. I generally stay awake all night long until 3 or 4 in the morning and just monitor the pigment, and then have a few hours of sleep before going back to the office in the morning.
Yeah,
so,
because you have a day job.
Because I have a day job, and that's not easy to find the balance sometimes. But full moon colors are quite complicated because you have to monitor this during nighttime, and kind of gently stir the pigment to make sure that the lights go through evenly. All right, and then I realized that when you expose some specific blends of purple in a new moon, which is a pitch black night, you would have the deepest colors. I mean, this is crazy because it's literally dark. You can't see nothing. There's no moon, no sun, no nothing. But still, there are millions and thousands of other sources of light around us from surrounding stars
that we cannot see,
but that are perfectly captured by the murex or by the pigment. And you have the deepest colors ever there. So immediately, this is like a spiritual evolution, because you learn over the time. This is like a murex that taught me this. And I realized, and you become humble about it, because in the beginning, I would say, okay, I'm the master, I'm the dye master, and I'm using this creature to produce my pigments. But then I realized, this is the master, And I'm the student. I am learning from this Murex that taught me that things aren't always as they seem, and that you can really interact with the deepest or the farthest depths of the universe through the snail. And it taught me that there are far more lights than you can imagine during nighttime than you can ever imagine. And this is how I came with the concept of the night day, or the universal day that starts shining once the sun sets. Once the sun sets, you have these millions of other shining celestial bodies that will start interacting with you and that were overshadowed by the sun during the day. So you will have to really exploit that. And this interaction with the heavens is absolutely amazing, because over the years, you learn before doing your blends, you learn to interact with the heavens. You scour the heavens first, not with your eyes, but with your heart. And when you feel that the time is right, you start your blend. Of course, I'm not perfect. Sometimes I do mistakes. Sometimes I do like miserable failures. But this is part of the learning process.
It's part of the process, and I think you enjoy that process as much.
That's the best thing you can ever imagine, yeah.